tonight at 11. Lynchburg City school staff are working to get the community involved to help African-American students succeed on the same level as white students.
Yeah, back in 2010, the Office of Civil Rights launched a review to investigate if Lynchburg City schools had been discriminating against African-American students. After interviewing students and the staff, the Office of Civil Rights came up with a resolution agreement.
Now, that agreement focuses on getting African-American students ready for college. WSLS 10's Duke Carter is in the studio. So, Duke, staff at Lynchburg City Schools held an open forum tonight for parents to give some suggestions on how to help minority students. What did they have to say?
Oh, well, yeah, tonight's forum, parents made many suggestions. There was a lot of common themes from that holding a community center so more parents could attend the meeting to finding out what resources are available like child care, transportation, or technology to make sure their child can succeed.
It's tough, guys. It is tough.
And parents gave an earful of suggestions and comments for staff of Lynchburg City Schools.
We got to do more. It's got to be more of an output going out to our families in the community.
LaJuan Scruggs has children and grandchildren who attend schools in Lynchburg, and she's glad to voice her opinion and her concerns.
I'm glad to see that we're having a meeting to address a concern that, for me, I think has been a problem for a while.
Scruggs' problem? The SOL test.
Was very disappointed in the scores that I saw.
Well, prior to tonight's meeting, workers from the Office of Civil Rights interviewed many staff and students to find out if Lynchburg City Schools were discriminating against African-American students. They learned more kids from elementary through high school had more discipline referrals. They also learned that 88% of the black student population at Lynchburg City Schools were economically disadvantaged compared to 37% of the white population. But despite the disadvantage, white students performed better on the SOLs.
We're hoping that our community will come out and give us feedback so that we can continue to improve as a school division.
Ethel Reeves is the Director of Engagement and Opportunity in Lynchburg City Schools. She says this is the second year they've hosted a meeting to gain community feedback. Reeves says some changes from last year include having more professional development for staff at the schools to also improving the communication with parents so they know what's happening with their children at the schools.
Really want to hear from our community about what we can do to help all of our students,
so that parents like Scruggs can see her children and grandchildren succeed.
The education and the graduation of high school is very important. Don't like the scores. And I want to see what can I do or what can we as a community do to get those scores elevated.
Now, the next community meeting is November 10th at Dunbar Middle School.